Hey everybody, welcome again to another Thursday with Talk Fort Dodge, live from the Kesterson studios in Fort Dodge, Iowa. It's Todd and Jeremiah again.
Hello, people.
Hey, to here talk about things in Fort Dodge that we absolutely love. Today we're here with Renee, famous for the huge mural on the fish store downtown. If you haven't seen it, drive downtown, and I'm going to let you introduce yourself and tell everybody who you are and what you do.
I'm Renee McDonald. I work over on media, and I also do art in the Fort Dodge, Iowa area.
Awesome. What? So you did this huge mural.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever done anything like that before?
No.
Nothing close, like a big canvas or.
I did a painting on the side of a garage over by Fairway, and that kind of got my name out there enough for the people to come ask me to do this.
Okay. Have you done any trains?
No.
Graffiti?
No, I'm not that good at graffiti. I've tried, and I have to mix spray paint and paint. I'm not just a spray paint person.
Okay. What is the media? What did you use on the fish store?
Exterior paint that I got from Diamond Vogel. Have to plug them. And spray paint.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how long did that take you?
Well, I started in spring, and I just finished last weekend. Yep.
Wow.
So there was a little hiccup in the middle. Can you tell us about that? And it kind of made you famous.
I broke my ankle on the 4th of July, slipping on a slip and slide, and walking around in that boot is how everybody figured out who I was. I was being very anonymous when I was doing it because I didn't want anybody to know who I was until I was done.
Like it was graffiti.
Yeah, like I had the hat on, the glasses, and then the boot gave me away.
So everybody figured out who you were.
Yeah.
That's good though. It's a great thing to be able to put your face out there to create something so big you've never done before and have the community get behind you. It's just a cool thing. And it does make Fort Dodge better, and we appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, it was kind of a motive. It was just, I kind of used my grief as a motivator. I had a bunch of really big canvases in my house, and I was like, these aren't big enough. And I looked at my walls. I said, these aren't big enough. And I went outside and I looked at that garage and I said, that's big enough. And then somebody said, I got something bigger. And that's where it went.
You know, it is really cool. We went to Denver to see my sister about 4 or 5 months ago.
Uh-huh.
And we went downtown Denver because Jade wanted to take us to this one place. There's like the strip in downtown Denver that you walk in the back alleys, and every single building has murals on it.
Nice.
And they're all completely different and different themes and different. I mean, you have no idea what you're walking yourself into. And we thought it was so cool.
Yeah.
You know, and
there's an artist in Chicago I'm obsessed with. And I cannot wait to get down there and look at what they're doing. I'm part of a street art cool. Facebook page, and there's a lot of art coming out of Chicago right now too.
So that is so awesome that I just said Denver and you just said Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have some cool stuff here in Fort Dodge.
Yes.
Yeah, right. Yes. And you can fly a boat out of the Fort Dodge Airport, Rhonda.
It would be neat to like kind of have Fort Dodge's name get mixed in with that. Because I don't like the nickname of this town. And so I think putting up art like this is a way of locals kind of expressing ourselves that not everything around here is dirty. Not everything around here is negative. Absolutely. There's beautiful people here that do beautiful things. And I want to be a part of the beauty.
Yep. Making it better, changing the image.
We did a show last year on that with the garbage cans and stuff with the young kids. And it is cute. You know, like downtown is looking nicer and nicer and nicer.
All the time. And they put a lot of investment. Those garbage cans weren't cheap. I mean, that was a big investment, letting the kids do the art on every one of those garbage cans downtown. And they put the camera system downtown now to help with some of that, to displace some of the people that you don't want down there. And it's just been great. And now art, and I got another wall you can paint if you want. So.
Okay.
So you have that wall, and I'm sure like those little kids doing that, like you're probably an inspiration to them. What inspired you to do some of these things?
I just needed something to do with myself that was different than what I had been doing. And it, having had my mom pass away, I was just really depressed. And so it was kind of more a labor of love. It was like a way of pulling myself out of the grief and getting into society. And how can I be a contribution to the society instead of feeling like I just wanted to be a part of something bigger than me.
Mhm.
you know, and quit making
Absolutely.
everything about me and having all these emotions and, you know, let's just say behaviors and just, I wanted to do something good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is an awesome answer.
Yep.
Yeah.
And, you know, off of that it's kind of like off the road, off the beaten path.
Hmm.
But I remember driving by just like a week or two ago, and before Todd even mentioned anything about you, and I remember that it just like caught my eye.
Yeah.
And I looked over, and you know, when that building was on the market, I've been in it a million times and this and that, and I always remember it was just kind of a crappy looking building or whatever. And now it's just like so much color, and it's like right as you come downtown,
Yeah.
and it just adds a lot.
Well, Tom and Kathy, they had done the, they're from the, Tom's from the fish room. They did the blue. They got the wall fixed.
Mhm.
And then Amanda Parrott and Alyssa Sparks and I had to write some names down. Aubrey from the Artist Warehouse, they started it. So there was a shark, the Nemo, the jellyfish, the submarine, and then Amanda, she knew about what I did on the garage, and she's like, "Come over here,
Yeah.
you know, help me out." And I was like, "Okay, well, first we need a background, and then we'll go from there." And then,
Just all kind of filled in from there.
yeah, I really didn't have a big plan. I had to do a lot of research because I had not done underwater painting like that before. I'd done a little project with some, but it looked like a fish aquarium. It wasn't an ocean scene.
Yeah.
So I had to study to figure out
And
what I
what
was
it's all
going to
gonna
do.
look like.
Yeah.
in
But then
different
all you
pictures.
need is exterior paint from Diamond Vogel.
Yeah.
We could do this.
We could do this.
We'll paint something and see how bad it looks.
I bet it won't look like that.
No, I bet it won't either.
It'll look like the first Picasso. The nose will be in the wrong place.
Stick figures.
But that'll probably get more love,
Oh,
you know, for being weird.
there's those two goofballs
I
make
think
random
people in Fort
squares. on
Dodge
the wall.
really love weird.
They do.
Yeah.
We do.
Yep.
It's
Absolutely.
what's best about the town. So
Well,
so one of your things I've noticed, and we've talked a little bit, is the
Mhm.
creativity that you bring to everything and the passion. And I met you because you work for On Media, which is
Correct.
MediaCom, where they do the TV commercials and stuff like that. And
Yes.
how did taking your passion for art and video and all that stuff tie into what you do for a living?
Well, I got my degree in graphics, but I had an employer who he did my internship with me in Carroll, and he was fighting with me about being in sales because I just have a knack for people. I can talk. Once I get over the nerves, I'm good. And he's like, I was fighting with this guy about a quarter page ad, and he wanted all this stuff in it. I said, "Look, we have this full page. Just do this, and then you can have it." And he was standing behind the wall. He comes flying out. He goes, "You know how much money you made that guy who the salesperson was?" And he goes, "Your sales, when you come back on Monday, you either come back to sales or you don't come back at all."
This is what you're going to do.
He won the fight. And from that point on, I really have been more in sales than I have been in graphics. And they On Media found me, their scout found me, and here I am. And I'm actually really good at this job.
You've been scouted.
I've been scouted.
Well, we've had a lot of fun.
Seeker.
I know I've had a lot of fun working with you. And
Yeah.
got to know you a little bit, just taking the time to get to know people
Yeah.
and understanding what you do so well.
And I
It
need to
makes a big
network in
difference.
the community.
Oh,
I
yeah.
do. I have really been behind the scenes when I was taking care of my mom. My focus was on her. I didn't want to deal with people. She was my all. And now that I'm not a caretaker, I can take care of myself and get out in the community. And here I am.
Well, there's going to be 20 people that didn't know you before that saw this video.
Hi.
Well, I appreciate everything. Thank you for being part of the community. Thanks for coming
Yes.
back here and staying and making Fort Dodge better, because that's what all our goals really are.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
And I appreciate the
Thank you.
opportunity to come on here and just introduce myself.
Awesome. Now I'm going to do a creepy thing while I shut off the video. You guys have a great week, and we will see you next week at 10 o'clock.